everyone, it's Clarissa here from the Little Breathing Space, and Happy New Year to you all. Is this the year that you're making a New Year's resolution that you are going to practice more self-care? And in January that sounds absolutely what we want to be doing. But what happens when we get to March? Do you think your self-care is still going to be there on track? Well, sadly, from my own experience and from lots of other people that I work with and know, our self-care can fall off the wagon. So what are the three big things that seem to stand in our way, and what can we do about them? One of the things I see quite frequently is that we want to be the Lone Ranger. We try to do everything ourselves and end up getting nothing done. Or we end up burning out. We can't do everything ourselves. And so my suggestion is to stop trying to be superwoman or supermum and become super supported. That way, we can enlist the help of friends, family, community, or paid help if that is what you need, to actually get all the stuff you need to do done, and also free up time for your self-care routine. The second thing that many of us are a bit scattered and disorganised. We end up never getting to the end of our to-do lists. We take on too much stuff, and then there's no time for me time. If you're not a very organised person, get some help. You can get some good online tools, or maybe you just need someone to help you with your to-do list. Or maybe you need to learn to say no. Saying no is pretty difficult. But learning to say no with compassion to the other person creates compassion for yourself and frees up time for your self-care routine. And my final reason why so many of us don't end up following through with our self-care intentions is actually that we tend to be a bit perfectionist. As women, we're very hard on ourselves, and quite often we're striving to be perfect, even striving to be perfect in our self-care routines. I've got to be really good at yoga. I've got to be looking a certain way to go to my exercise class. I need all the kit and I need to meditate properly before I can. And so we're imposing all kinds of perfectionist barriers to letting our self-care routines embed and flow naturally in such a way that they actually make us happy and well. So if you're a bit of a perfectionist, here are my recommendations. First of all, learn to distance yourself from the perfectionist. That's not you. And so you also learn to label it as, there it goes again, not I'm being a perfectionist, but it, something distant from who I am. And make a list of all the reasons why you might be wanting to be a perfectionist, even with your own self-care. And practice a mantra. And the one I really love comes from one of my teachers. And it is, I am being the best that I can be at this moment in time. So there you are. Stop being the Lone Ranger, become a super supporter. Get organised and say no. And drop the perfectionist and know that you are good enough. And you'll be freeing up time for your self-care. Until next time, it's Clarissa from the Little Breathing Space. Go well.